1, 2, 3. There it says that we are now live. It looks like. Uh-oh.
What?
It looks like this destination was deleted on Facebook. To stream to Facebook, create a new broadcast. According to this, it's not going to Facebook. Is that correct?
It looks like it's going to conversations. I don't know if it's going to Kansas City Inspired Coffee with Sherry. I'm not sure if it's going to your platform.
Well, we'll stick to the one. Since we are here, we'll stick to the one. We do have someone watching us. So I'm sorry. Sorry for the delay, guys.
It just went to Kansas City Inspired Coffee with Sherry. So I'm assuming that went to yours. I don't know what that little issue was. Hi, David. So good to see you. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here this morning.
Okay. Hi. When these things, little things, technology. When things
Good morning, Grace. Good to see you.
Okay.
Yes, we are having some technology glitches today, and we are cheering each other on and going, you can do it. You got it. Good morning. There's Linda. Linda, you actually came up in conversation today because you're such a big cheerleader to other people. So today, though, we're going to talk about cheerleaders, but I think we should probably introduce ourselves first.
Why don't we do that? That's a good idea.
Take it away, Terry Ann.
All right. I am Terry Ann Porter, life coach TA. I help you to defeat those lies of negative self-talk by changing your perspective, opening up your eyes to those unseen possibilities, looking for those pathways onto which you can proceed to move towards your goals and dreams. My co-host today is
Sherry Berger. Good morning. So good to see lots of people. But yeah, I'm Sherry Berger. I'm the owner of Here to There Consulting, and we educate business owners and entrepreneurs with those skills to balance life, business, and finances. Who here has enough time in a day? And who here wants to maybe save some money? So we give you great strategies to help you save time and money once you defeat those lies, right, Terry Ann?
Yes.
And today we're going to talk about cheerleaders. We need people. We can set all our goals, but we need people. Last week we talked about friends, and we weren't talking about Facebook friends. We weren't talking about those acquaintances or associates. We were talking about your real, like 3 to 5 friends, your real friends. And today we're going to talk about those cheerleaders in your life. Those people that when you're struggling to get technology right is going to say, hey, Terry Ann, we were just talking about how great you are. Because Terry Ann, were you getting a little frustrated with technology?
I was getting a little concerned. Yes. I was getting these little flashes that saying, hey, we're not going to do what you want today.
Why is it telling us to go live? Heads up, Facebook requires you to go live.
I just found where the issue is, and we're going to leave it alone. Take care of it later.
But why is this okay? Can we get rid of this off our screen? Now, Terry is like the best person in the world with technology. And just because it doesn't always play well with you does not mean that you're not awesome, because Terry Ann is. Today I had to say, Terry Ann, it's going to be fine, and you'll figure it out. Come on. And then I put my little woo on. There you go. So who are some of your guys' cheerleaders in your life? Are there times that maybe you're having a bad week? I know that happens to me sometimes, and I need somebody to tell me, hey, you're great. You can do that. Like, I am really, really good at business coaching and finances, right? But some days when things don't go right, you're like, wait. And you're like, no, you're great with what you do. Oh, that's awesome, David. David has a best friend named Kimberly Stevenson, and that is one of his biggest cheerleaders. That is so good to have those cheerleaders.
Everyone needs at least one in their life that they can go to and say, just, let me know that I'm here, that I'm okay.
And Karen Reyes, if you don't know her, she's a huge cheerleader. She is. You are so right, Kathy. To many people, Kathy Weaver is really good at being a cheerleader to people.
Definitely.
Linda Wilson, who's on here right now, is great at being cheerleaders. Now, we all can be cheerleaders, right? But like I was talking earlier, some of us just have that skill, right? That ability. And that's okay, to have your friends, your cheerleaders. Next week, we'll be talking about your mentors and your coaches, and making sure that you have those supportive people in your life to help you achieve your goals.
And each one of those things, the friend, the cheerleader, the coach, the mentor, they're each a different role in your life.
Yeah, and they're all important, right? And people have different personalities. So as your friend or as part of your tribe, as Kathy Weaver would call it, right? Those people are okay if they're better at being a mentor or coach or cheerleader or one of your really good friends, right? I have some friends, you'll be shocked, Terry, and I'm glad you're sitting down. They're very introverted.
No way, not around you.
But they are like the best people that have my backside, right? They're the great person to go and have a cup of coffee and look at, I have my cup, believe. They'll be like, I believe in you. You can do it, right? Those people that lift you up and help you become the better version of you. So who are some of your cheerleaders, Terry Ann?
I have to say, for me, my biggest cheerleader is my husband. And, sometimes it gets to be frustrating because he'll give me that, you've got this handled. It's not a problem. What's going on? And I just want to slap him and say, no, I just want to complain for a while. No, you've got it covered. You're okay. When you're done with this, it's going to be fantastic. And then I go, you know what? That's right. Since being, we're together 24/7. So if anybody can see the changes coming on, the mood changes, I'm not sure I can do this. It's going to be him, right? It's going to be him. And yeah, he is very good at saying, no, you got this covered. Now, he hasn't yet pulled out the pom-poms, but we've been talking about that this week. I wouldn't be surprised if pom-poms start to show up in some of our conversations as far as you got it. Let's go.
Remember, we were going to get pom-poms and we didn't. I have a flag. It's a KU flag. I can wave it, tell you, yay. And then I got my little, right? But yeah, and people don't need to have pom-poms to cheer you on. Did you know that, Terry Ann?
That's true.
And just believing in you and letting you know that you can do it. Because sometimes those negative self-talk that we all have, right?
Yes.
Terry Ann, like I said this morning, was getting a little frustrated with technology, and I think she's the technology queen. And I'm going, Terry Ann, it's going to be fine. Terry Ann, I already know you're going to fix it, and if not, it'll be fine. It's good. And she's like, well, is this good enough? Is that good enough? And I'm like, Terry Ann, we got it, right?
We got it.
Be supportive. Good morning. Carla's here. Oh, Carla's so sweet. She says Sherry's always been one of her supporters.
Oh, yes. Sherry's a big supporter, isn't she? If you want to do anything, Sherry's the first one to be there and say, okay, now what do we need to do to get you going?
Is that how you got on here?
That's how I got on here.
We were having a cup of coffee and I told Terry Ann, you can go live. Let's do it together. We got it.
We went from a cup of coffee to our 21st episode of Conversations with Sherry and Terry Ann.
Oh, thank you so much, Carla. Carla is a very good friend of mine. It's so sweet of her to call me her best friend ever. But yeah, Carla is amazing. And Carla is doing lots of amazing things this year. So that's great. Good morning from Texas. I'm assuming that's Debbie, but you say Facebook user unless you accept. What do we got to do?
Up here at the top, you see at the top of our screen, it says go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and click accept. What that does is allow Facebook then to let the system see your name and to post it instead of the word Facebook user.
So Debbie's just saying, yeah, that she's from Texas.
So we know who she is. Well, welcome, Debbie. We're glad you're here from Texas.
Sister-in-law from Texas. Good morning, other Debbie. Debbie Miller's on. Good morning. Great to see you.
I have a cheerleader question for you. Does a cheerleader always just say, rah, 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 yes, you can do it? Is that the role of a cheerleader, or is there more to it?
Well, let me see. What happens when somebody's cheering you on? If you're playing great defense, what are they going to say? Good job. If you're not, they're going to say, come on, defense, let's move it forward. I'm not even good at the sports thing. The analogy, right?
Right.
So they're going to tell you when maybe you're having a, I don't know, bad moment, a meltdown. Have you ever had a meltdown?
You mean like the one I just had a few minutes ago, or the one I had an hour ago?
Uh-oh.
It's coming up. I know it's on my feed. It's on my Facebook page. That's where the issue is. That's what keeps popping up on us. But I'm afraid if I go try to click any buttons right now, it will take us off the air.
The cheerleader bust your butt. That's what.
So I'm ignoring it.
Have you ever had a cheerleader bust your butt, Carla? How did that look? Right?
I like that phrase. Yes.
You were talking about that you can be a little direct at times. That's your personality.
Yes, I can.
But sometimes that's pushing somebody to become a better version of them. And we talked about knowing your relationships in that, right? Like sometimes maybe you need to sugarcoat it because you're talking to, a person. Terry Ann usually will just be straightforward with me. But I know that Terry Ann's one of my biggest supporters, cheerleaders, has a heart of gold, but when she's being that, right? Oh, Carla says I'm best at busting her butt, but still being her friend. So I think when you have those people,
there is a difference. I mean, there's a place, right?
When you have those people in your life that will speak the truth in love, right? And you know what their intention is, then that's the best way too, right?
Ooh, the intention. That's the hard part.
Oh, it's great to see you. I'm so glad you're here today.
Sometimes, you have to look at that intention. Now, is the intention of what that person's saying to blow out your candle so that theirs shines brighter? Or is it to make your candle even brighter? So you've got to look at where that cheering is coming from.
But I mean, if they're going to cheer you all the way down that race so that you finish the finish line, and you can't stop the race because they won't stop, and they're going to keep pushing you, is that a bad thing? When they know you wanted to finish that finish line, right? So they should help you become a better version of you.
Ooh, we got some good comments today. Cheerleader will hold your hand, but help push you through rough times. I like that.
Yeah, I love that. Debbie Miller, that's awesome.
Cheerleading is not the, hey, get over it.
So what I like people to do in this scenario that we're talking about right now, and I can just give you guys the assignment now, is to write down who your true friends are. Those 3 to 5 people that are really good friends of yours. Write down who your cheerleaders are. And if you don't have cheerleaders in your life, find them. Right? And then write down who your mentors are and who your coaches are. And I know next week we're going to talk about mentors. And then we're going to talk about
next week is coaches and then mentors.
I know. Terry Ann's doing it in the wrong.
I'm detail oriented.
Terry Ann is doing it in the wrong order, and I'm letting her do that. She would have a fit if I did that. I have an order when I talk about it, but more importantly, it really doesn't matter what that order is.
Right.
But it does matter that we drink coffee, not tea, Terry Ann.
Oh, now wait a minute.
It really doesn't matter what order we have those people, but that we have those people. And so that's a great journaling exercise for all of you to do. And it's okay, like I said, if you're like, oh, I don't have somebody in that area. And if you start really thinking about it, you might be amazed you do. And if not, you need to go out and find those people, right? Toastmasters is great for that. We have a huge Toastmasters family, don't we, Terry Ann?
Yes, we do.
Great to find people at different levels in. Bible study groups, churches are great to do that, right? Yeah. And then in general, the community is a good place to find that. So there's so many avenues, you know what I mean, to find those connections. So, so who are some of your cheerleaders? You talked about your husband. Who else?
There are some people in Toastmasters who are very good at saying, oh, come on, you've got this. What do we need to do to get you to do this? And, like me, they're a bit direct, but that's what I need at that moment. Of course, now ones that can also make me mad at the moment. But once I process it, I go, they were right. That really bugs me then. They were right. I knew it. I think that's one thing about cheerleading too, is it's not always saying something to make you feel good, because sometimes we do have to press that button to make them stretch and to think.
But what is Toastmasters' favorite thing to do? I believe in you. You can do it. How can I support you?
Yes. And I think that's important.
Those are exactly the way they do it, right? I believe in you. I believe in you. You can do it. How can I support you in doing that? Now, I love what Debbie just asked, but again, she's being Facebook user. How can someone watch other podcasts of these Facebook? First of all, we put all these videos here on Conversation with Sherry and Terry Ann, but we also both upload them onto our YouTube channels, and we would love it if you'd follow us on our YouTube channels. So you want to, my YouTube channel is Here to There Consulting. And what's yours, Terry Ann?
Mine, if you search for Life Coach TA, you will find it. I still, because I'm not yet at the point where I can claim my own URL, it's still a convoluted list of names. But that does remind me, I just posted before we got started on the Conversations with Sherry and Terry Ann Facebook page a graphic that has all of the social medias for each one of us. So
yeah, we tried to put it in the comment, but I don't think they're going to let us put it in the comment.
No, it won't let me put that in the comment. No,
but we probably could put our YouTubes in the comment real quick.
All right, I can bring that up.
So that's a great question, though. But yes, and we have done, this is our 21st episode of Conversations with Sherry and Terry Ann. We actually started this, the first part of
the middle of September was our first one.
Yeah, well, we started the first part of August. We just decided you guys probably didn't want to hear an hour of us talking. Let's be real. So we turned it down to 30 minutes, and we want it to be very engaging, and we want your guys' input. So we changed, exactly what we wanted. And sometimes you got to do that, test things, and then go ahead and go live. Good morning, Pam.
Well, Sherry, who are some of the cheerleaders in your life?
Linda Wilson would be one of my great cheerleaders. Terry Ann's one of my great cheerleaders, right? Then I have friends that are cheerleaders. Paula Anderson, we've been friends for a very long time. She's a great cheerleader. So it's knowing who you can call when you're having those bad moments, right? Mm-hmm. Or not even all the bad moments. Like when you find out something exciting, like that you're going to have your first grandchild. Aren't you going to want to call your cheerleaders that will be like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So I know Linda Wilson was one of the first people I told that, right? Good morning, Pam. Great to see you. Pam, we're talking about who your cheerleaders are in your life. So remember last week we talked about friends. This week we're going to talk about those cheerleaders. So we'd like to hear who your cheerleaders are and what your definition of cheerleaders are, right? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, that's an interesting. What does it mean to have a cheerleader? The cheerleader that's going to make your candle shine brighter. I always love that analogy of the candle and shining.
Yeah, you don't want to be. A lot of people think they have to put out other people's candles for them to shine brighter. And that's the opposite, right? When you're putting out other people's candles, it's not benefiting them. It is not benefiting you.
And they all know that person who something exciting has just happened. I want to share it. But we know, if I share it with that one person, they're going to turn it around. And right now, I just want someone to say, good job. Who is that one person in your life that says, good job. I'm so happy for you.
So, yeah, that's good.
Does a cheerleader have to be maybe a constant best friend, or can it go beyond that to be a cheerleader? Can it be?
Well, Pam did a good description. She said cheerleader is someone who supports you, encourages you, and keeps you in a positive force on your direction.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I would add a little bit to that, and this is sort of mean to put it, but not really, but not scared to take that stick or that whip out and say, hey, come on. Stop being, what is it called? be who you really are. Stop being that Debbie Downer, or stop being that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we all get those moments. And maybe not even just say stop, but say, how can I help you get your spark back?
Ooh,
Right?
I like that.
I know I have friends that will do that with me. They'll be like, I think I'm pretty much an encourager and a positive person. I sure the heck try to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I love to make a difference in other people's life. So I love my job because that's what I do all day long. But sometimes I'm human and I have those Debbie Downer moments. I have moments that, right? Thank you, Debbie. Thank you for coming. She's saying bye. That's Debbie Levy. So,
Well, thank you, Debbie
actually,
Miller.
I don't think she's Levy anymore. I said the wrong last name. She's going to kill me.
Debbie Miller. Thank you, Debbie Miller. We appreciate that. We're both great cheerleaders. Debbie's a great cheerleader herself.
Oh yeah, Debbie.
Get into her network. I tell you what, that girl will just do everything to encourage and promote and support. Which basically, look, all the different names I'm seeing on here. All of the people on here have done that. Great supporters.
So stop being a victim of your circumstances and remind you your control of your destiny. You're only if you choose it. Yeah, and I know you have to. Cheerleaders sometimes redirect you to get back on your path of where you're really trying to go. But that doesn't mean they're not going to pick you up.
Mm-hmm.
They'll, empathize with you.
So the cheerleader has to be involved in your life somehow.
Yeah, but I loved what Grace said. Grace has a friend in Canada that she just talks to all the time. Her sister, I'm not sure where she's located. I have 2 best friends that I hardly ever talk to. They're my college buddies, David and Kelly, but they are on speed dial anytime I need them. They're just those kind of friends. And we'll go a year without talking. But the minute we're, I call them more my brother or sister in Christ, right? They're very, you know what I mean? And we get busy and we're in our own lives, in our own phases, but we're never too busy for each other.
And that's it. But you develop that relationship. And relationship is where it all has to start. We all have to have that relationship.
And I love what Debbie Miller just said. She says, sometimes we need to rest. We need rest moments.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an extrovert. I love encouraging and supporting others. I actually get high off being around people and making a difference, and because that's my personality. But there's moments, my husband can tell you this, like you said, that I just need me time. I just need to be left alone. I just don't need to, you know what I mean? I need to re-energize. Like Debbie's saying, I need to rest.
And then Pam takes it a step further. Redirection is key sometimes. Cheerleaders have to have the backbone for the tough love moments, for reality versus perception moments.
But those tough love, they're tough love. They're not just tough moments, right? We're not trying to knock the other person down. So yeah, that's a really good thing to think about, how you can be a cheerleader in other people's life. And next week, we're going to talk about those mentors. So start thinking about that. Start, thinking about who are those mentors. I really am glad that everybody that came here today, we're really excited about that. I think Terry Ann just told you that we have where you can follow us all. You shared a PDF. Is that what it was, Terry Ann?
It's done as a JPEG now. It's done as a picture on Facebook. On Facebook, you will find an image.
Terry Ann, that group on Facebook, right?
Do what?
It'll be on the Facebook with Conversations with Sherry.
Yes, it's on the Conversations feed, yes.
And we have one more really big event coming up that we would love to welcome you guys all to come. I know we asked you guys to do surveys, and some of you did, and we will still collect surveys if you want to do surveys. But Terry Ann, what's happening on the 19th?
The 19th. Oh, it's a Friday, and hopefully the weather will be better. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Sherry and I belong to a Toastmasters club called A Taste of Success. We are going to do a joint speech in which we are to discuss social media presence, and we're going to talk about creating this venue doing our conversations and the process of it, what we've learned from it. So we're going to give a speech on Conversations with Sherry and Terry Ann. If you would like to join us, send us a message. We'll tell you how to get there, and you can see how an advanced Toastmasters Club functions.
It is an advanced Toastmasters Club, but everybody can come as our guest. And it's at 6:30, isn't it? On the 19th? I believe it's around 6:30 that evening. Usually we meet from 6:30 to 7, I think, and we get to have dinner together. That's why it's called Taste of Success. But did you know we're in a pandemic? So now we just hang out from 6:30 to 7. I think we start right on 7. We also have been sharing that flyer around, and it should be on our Conversations with Sherry and Terry Ann. But we would love for you guys to come because we'd love for you to hear the presentation that we put together. Well, or that we're in the process of putting together. Anyway, our presentation on there, because what we're trying to do with this group, we didn't do this for Toastmasters, but we're going back to our fellow Toastmasters, because what we're trying to do with this group is make sure that we're adding value and helping you grow and making a difference in the community by doing this group. So we really, really want everybody's input so that we can talk about topics and do things that will help you with growing your business, your life, and becoming a better version of yourself. Again, I really appreciate, go ahead.
Many of our cheerleaders have come from Toastmasters. So it's our way of going back to and saying, hey, you guys, you've been supporting us. You've been encouraging us. Look what we've done because of your support and help.
And if you ever want to join Toastmasters, make sure you join the best Toastmasters ever, Blue Jacket Toastmasters, where the action is.
Wait a minute. Tower Talkers happens to be a very fun and informative club. All right, we better get on to a different subject here.
But if you go to Toastmasters International, you put your zip in there, there's like 135 different clubs in the metro area. I just wanted to let people know that. And like you said, Toastmasters is amazing to help you with leadership, communication, listening skills, and will always push you out of your comfort zone to help you grow, right? That's just exactly what they do. Well, I'm really, really excited that everybody was here today. And I want to welcome you back for next week when we're going to talk about mentors. So do come back. Terry Ann, you have some last minute things to say?
Find that cheerleader in your life, that person that you can be open and honest with, and that will be open and honest with you. And let that person help your candle to shine brighter. And you find a person that you will help their candle to shine brighter. Those are my closing words.
Awesome. Everybody have a great day. Go make it a great day. Bye, guys.
Bye.